So we got to talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the music in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney+. But before we do, hit that like button and let's jump right into it. I have to admit, I was really excited for this series, and anytime I saw a trailer or anything, I got super pumped because Obi-Wan Kenobi is probably my favorite character in Star Wars, and it's just been a long time since we've seen that character, and it was cool that we were getting a 6-part series about him. So after watching the first 2 episodes, I thought it had some real potential. After watching the first 2 parts, something very apparent was missing there. And at first I wasn't 100% sure what it was, and given that it was only the first 2 parts, I thought maybe they would fix this in the later episodes, but it was missing something really important, and that was the music by John Williams. Now I know John Williams did come out of retirement to write the Obi-Wan Kenobi theme song, which was super cool, and I love that theme song. I think it's very well put and made and written specifically for the character of Obi-Wan in this time of his life. But that was the only thing we got. So even though you were watching a Star Wars series, it didn't feel like Star Wars. And I've had some friends talk to me about this, and I've also kind of thought about it a lot watching the series. And the main reason, I think, I'm not necessarily against completely the plot that they had, or the story or anything. I think there were some things they did really well and some things that maybe were lacking a little bit. But overall, I did enjoy this series. And people don't realize this, but music is very powerful. But it was one of the main things that kind of helped pull you into this universe. Think of Marvel, for instance. The first time we are introduced to some characters, a lot of times they have like a really popular song that just fits their character's personality very well. Tony Stark is a great one. They played AC/DC a lot, you know, and he was kind of a playboy, you know, and it just kind of really fit his character. And so when you heard it, you were just like, heck yeah, you know, just worked so well. And then the new Thor movie that's coming out, the theme song they kind of have for at least the trailer and stuff is Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. And that kind of really fits his character development in the story that they're telling right now. He's kind of coming back, and it just, I mean, it is a rockin' song, you know, so it helps. But they didn't really have those emotions getting pulled up from the audience in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And because of that, people are going to feel a little short-handed or disappointed in the overall product because they didn't get those feelings and emotions they were kind of hoping to have that they had in the old ones. Music is so powerful. Music can change the way we feel, change the way we look at the world. It can change our emotions and our feelings. It can bring back memories that we thought we had forgotten by listening to a song that we have memories attached to. It's used for memory care for people with Alzheimer's and dementia. Music is also used to rally people. It's also used to protest things and start movements in the world for change. And in some cases, it can even be used for bad things. It can be used to start wars. It can alter the way people view certain demographics of people or different parts of the world. And so, with that being said, music is so powerful. So my question is, why didn't Lucasfilms use that to their benefit? Why didn't they use the nostalgia of Star Wars, the music, the themes that John Williams wrote? It's already been paid for. Use nostalgia to sell more, to basically be exactly what they wanted. They wanted this to be a big selling point for Disney Plus and Lucasfilms to revamp Star Wars again, because people really wanted to see these characters. They wanted to see Anakin Skywalker, and they wanted to see Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Those are really the main things. Obviously, Luke's in there, but he's barely in there at all. Leia, it was kind of cool to see her a little bit, but ultimately, you wanted Obi-Wan and Anakin, right? You wanted basically the duel of the centuries, what they promised us, right? So with that being said, why don't they use a tool in their arsenal like music to basically help project that promise into this series? I think it's very interesting that they chose to go a completely different route. They used different music. John Williams did write that, you know, theme like we mentioned earlier. That was really cool. And you know, other than that, there's a couple little things at the end. Darth Vader's theme or their Imperial March at the end played, which was cool, and then they did play Leia's theme right at the very end as well. For me, those were the best parts of the whole movie because I could connect with those characters again because of the music. Now, not everyone's going to agree with my my theory or my approach to this video or this topic, and that's okay. I understand some people loved it and don't care that the music wasn't in there, and that's totally okay. I respect your opinion and everything, but for me, it was lacking because of the music. Now, I think it's kind of interesting that the audio engineers and production team basically chose not to use this music by John Williams, the themes, and the old Star Wars music. Now, it could be that the producers said basically, hey, I don't want you using that, we want a different feel. And that's understandable if that was the case. At that point, it's kind of out of their hands. But if it wasn't the case and they had that as an option to use, and they had the go-ahead, the green light to use that music, and they just chose not to use it because they wanted to make it more original or more them, I think that's a big disservice to the fans, to the Star Wars community, not to use the Star Wars music that brings nostalgia to them, that basically has sold for all these years the Star Wars music, the music that John Williams wrote for Star Wars. So I think it was definitely a disservice that they didn't use it. I don't know why they didn't. It doesn't necessarily matter. I think they definitely should have. Either way, I did enjoy the show. It felt a little funny to me just because it didn't have the music. It didn't pull me into the universe quite. There's moments when I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. I like this, I like how now the arc of Obi-Wan is, starting to use abilities again. That made me happy to see, him using his lightsaber and blocking blasters, laser blasters or whatever. That was cool to see. But even when that was happening, they should have used, the Star Wars music and stuff to intensify things. And a lot of times this is what the series felt like to me. If it was a mood, it felt like he was like, oh, and then just kind of stagnant. And then, no. They never had moments where it's like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, and then like, let's keep that energy, but bring it down a little bit, and let's bring it back up. It was very flatlined to me until the end. And episode 3, when he first got his butt handed to him by Darth Vader, that was, there was some moments in there, but even with the music, it just felt weird. It felt like you weren't watching Star Wars, like I said before. So anyways, those are just some of my thoughts on the series and the music. Since I love music and music is a big part of my life, that was something that stuck out to me. Might not stick out to people as much, but if it did, I would love to hear your comments and your opinion on the overall film, especially the music. I want to kind of focus on that in this video, and then maybe in this comment section. Let's talk about not necessarily the flaws of maybe the plot or anything like that, but maybe some of the things that they could have done better with the music as a Star Wars fan, or maybe you're new to Star Wars and you're not used to those themes. Maybe it did make a big difference for you. But either way, I'd love to hear your comments down below. Let's keep this conversation very friendly. I just would love to hear their opinions on this, to know that maybe some people feel like I do, or maybe I'm completely crazy in this matter. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, it'd mean a lot if you like this video and subscribe for future content. We talk about a lot of music content here, and then also some series, and we're also talking about Star Wars today. So anyways, if you did enjoy it, leave a like, and hopefully I'll see you in a future video. And until then, may the Force be with you.